Hello friends and enemies, it's me Isabel here with a fun video for you today. This is a Vampire Academy TV show versus book video. So if you're new here, I do a podcast called Chapter 3. We did a comparison of the book in the first 4 episodes, and I decided to expand that out into a full little like mini vlog thing for you. I'm gonna have everything timestamped down below if you want to watch along for certain episodes, if you're looking for certain things, just to make it a little easier on you. But yeah, this was a really fun project. I previously had read Vampire Academy a long time ago, about 11 years ago. So it was really fun to revisit it and see what I think of it now as an adult, especially like who's lived a lot more life than when I originally read it, and to see how the TV show adaptation went, because I definitely feel like we often don't get the best adaptations to our YA books to TV. I'm very excited for this adventure. You're gonna see my hair journey from not this color, from my previous hair color to this color now, and just a lot of time passes as I slowly watch this show over a course of about a month. Things change, you know, all that fun stuff. So enjoy me journeying through the Vampire Academy show on Peacock, and also reading this book. It's a really fun time. You know what? I left this surprised, so we'll leave it at that, and I will throw it back to me when I started reading Vampire Academy. Hello. So I'm officially 5 chapters. Wow. Okay, hold on. I'm officially 5 chapters, like on chapter 5 of Vampire Academy, and I just want to check in. I just woke up and listened to chapter 4. Oh my god, this book. So I read this originally a long time ago, and obviously I'm rereading it for the podcast and to watch the show. I'm gonna react to the episodes as I watch them as well, but so far this is just cringy. Like I'm not anti-cringe, like we know this, right? Like I like things that make people cringe, but this is just like the epitome of that time period's writing for YA, and it's really weird to read now. I literally can barely read it with my eyeballs because like it's just not working for me on page, but listening to it is okay. Like it's a little better than reading it with my eyes, because I was reading it with my eyes and I was just like, I want to read this, and kept putting it down. Which is not good, y'all. So yeah, I am on chapter 5, and my initial thoughts are just like this reeks of the time period it was written in. I do enjoy the world that she sets up. I remember liking the world that's set up in this book and finding it interesting. But I'm also already noticing that like, I'm not like other girls. I have a body that is in a stick and this and that, and I'm just like, oh god, I remember this era. And like right now, especially as we enter into this weird Y2K fashion again, in which your body is the thing, not the item you're wearing or how you're wearing it. Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird, but I'm gonna keep listening and I'll give you more thoughts as I go. But right now I'm just like, why? I think it'll be fun for Bethany and I to talk about this on the podcast, but I'm also just like, why did I agree to this? Bethany? I'm having a big why moment. Like, why did I agree to this? But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna listen to a few more chapters this morning, and then I will update you on where I'm at. Okay, so I am currently 56% through Vampire Academy. I've been working in my office and listening to it, and I'm bored. I'm super bored. I expected this to be so much more interesting than it is. I'm on chapter 14. We're not really getting a lot from this book 1. I remember this being really exciting and like really liking it. I think I gave it 4 stars when I read it originally. We'll check in a minute, but like, this is not tracking for anything I expected from this book, and that's really weird in my opinion, to experience, like to reread something like this and not have it be anything I thought it was going to be. I'm really curious to see how the show is, because right now it's just so strange. But yeah, I'm about to start chapter 14, and I'm at 56%. I have 3 hours and 53 minutes left in the audio, which means I have like an hour and a half. So we'll be done today. I'm just like, this is not very good. And it's just the way that it talks about like bodies and like stuff is just weird. It's just, like I said, it feels like, I know I mentioned this earlier, but it really is like reeking of that era of books in a way that like I've not experienced in a long time, because it's been so long since I read these that I'm just like, ew. Like every time I'm just like, why? So there's that. But I'm gonna keep working on my office, and I will keep listening and update you when I make it a little further. All right, I finished Vampire Academy. Do I know why 2011 me liked it? Yes. 2022 me is 11 years older and did not like this book. I gave it 2 stars. I was so freaked out by the love story romance thingy with Dimitri and Rose. Like, I was very uncomfortable. I also like feel like she was so not like other girlsy that it was like annoying, because I've now hit the phase of my life where like I see that more and it bothers me. So I think that was part of why I didn't like that also. But it just was rough, to say the least. It was rough. Yeah, not for me. No thank you. So yeah, I finished it, 2 stars. I'm just like, I'm curious as to how the show's gonna work. Like, is this one book the whole first season of the show, or are we gonna get multiple seasons? I'm starting the episodes this afternoon, so obviously we'll be comparing, contrasting, but I just like, I forgot a lot of the content in this, like the fact that Lissa cuts herself, and like it's all just like whatever almost. I mean, I'm glad like we had some like mental health stuff talked about and like getting treatment for it, but I just was surprised at the content. And then also, like, we know 2011 is the time when we didn't have, or 2007 when this came out actually, is a time where we didn't have a ton of content warnings on books. Things were just there, and you know, it wasn't really discussed in detail. I do think it's like one of those things that has like a lot of potential. I wish, well, you know what, I feel like Cat and Bones is almost the adult version of this. Oh my god, what is that series called? Hold on. The Night Huntress series. So it almost makes me think of the Night Huntress series, although she's not actually guarding anyone. And that she's like an assassin, if I remember right, and so is he, but still similar like vampire-y vibes happening. And I liked that a lot, but this to me like is like YA-ish version of that. And like, it's totally normal for teen girls to have crushes on older guys. What didn't work for me obviously was the fact that Dimitri and her acted on them in a way that I was very uncomfortable with, and that he like got her gifts. Like, as adult me now, like out of my 20s, I see that for what it is and how detrimental that is. You know, when I was in my 20s, especially my earlier 20s, I didn't necessarily realize how men did these things as much as I do now that I'm much older. But yeah, that was just not good. It was not a good time. There's Peas agrees. So yeah, I'm glad I'm done, but I'm curious to see how the TV show is. I'm hoping it's good and I hope I like it. So I'm gonna go watch episode 1 now, and I'm gonna watch the first 4 episodes today, and then tomorrow's podcast time. So I'll see what Bethany thinks, but boy, this was rough.
Once, long ago, we lived in the human world. There were only vampires who make the rules.
Okay, we just met Christian, and I'm really excited about this. I think one thing I'm really deeply appreciating about this show so far is how it's been recast very diversely, which we haven't seen for this series yet. I did not watch the movie that came out ages ago, and I feel like, okay, we're getting into like some of the plot that I know from the book that I just finished, but I still feel like it definitely can see it capturing like the essence of the Vampire Academy, the feelings, the vibes, whatever you want to call it. And it's definitely interesting to say the least. So we'll see what I think of it here as I finish. I'm 20 minutes in now, but I just had to be like, oh my gosh, he's here. And I quite liked him in the book, so I'm excited to see how he is in the show. Okay, just finished episode 1. I'm curious. I think plot-wise, I'm much more interested in the show than I was the book, because I feel like the show is throwing us into maybe further in books plots than the book did. It feels a little less introductory and a little more like we're gonna condense this massive series and make it shorter and easier to follow. So that's where we're at. I'm about to start episode 2. Was not expecting the reveal for Alyssa to be made the heir to the kingdom, so that was a surprise. I really like the casting, so I really like Rose. I think it's very interesting. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, I just finished episode 2. I didn't update you during it because honestly, I didn't have a lot to say. I'm very interested though. I like this much more than the book. Holy crap, I like this a lot more than the book. It is a lot better. I think it's interesting where the plot's going and how different it is. I feel like we ended at an interesting point on episode 2 with the kid coming back and having fed on someone, and also the reveals about Stacy, isn't that her name, who also has spirit, it sounds like. Yeah, I'm really curious. This is interesting. I feel like I'm getting the same feeling I get when I read the book, like that kind of like I'm intrigued, but I'm less like icked out currently. So we'll see. We'll just see. I'm gonna start episode 3. I just finished episode 3 and I'm sold. I think I'm gonna watch this whole series because I was like not sure if I would end the video here or if I would like keep going, and I think right now I'm gonna keep going. This was really cool. Yeah, I'm surprised. I was reading some comments from people who have read the books, and they noted that the books, like the show, has kind of jumped all the way up to book 3 almost. So that is also interesting to me, but I'm really curious to see how we're weaving a lot of story in from multiple books at this point, because right now I don't feel like I'm seeing a lot of book 1 in the show. So that's weird, but interesting. So we'll see what I think as I keep going, and I will talk to you all about it in a little bit when I finish episode 4. Apparently, I am a pillow right now. I finished episode 4 of Vampire Academy. I'm being bothered by the cat. Let me sit up more. Okay, so I finished it. I quite liked it. I am still deeply confused by how little of book 1 is in this season already. Like, we're on episode 4. Episode 5 comes out in a few days, and we got like a tiny slivers of plot that came straight from book 1, and I'm assuming from what I've googled and read, everything else came from later books in the series, so that's weird. I think that's weird personally, but I don't mind that because I didn't enjoy book 1. I think book 1 was kind of slow on reread and not as enjoyable as I wanted it to be. So the fact that we're getting more of the other books where I think a lot more happens is a good thing for me. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm liking the couples. I really hope things don't go bad for Christian. I really like him as a character. And I think we're just getting a lot of interesting wake-up. I do want more of Rosa and Lissa together. Rose and Lissa together. And I called the other lady that uses spirit the wrong name in the last clip, and I don't remember her name now, but I realized afterwards I called her the wrong name. So whoever she is, I also find her interesting. I'll pop it up on the screen. So yeah, I'm just curious where this is going. I feel like we're getting like plot dumped, but in like a good way. Like it's an interesting plot dump. So it's working for me for the most part. Don't bite me. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna keep watching them as they come out each week and talking about them here. And then we'll see my final thoughts at the end of the vlog and also on the podcast. All right, I just finished episode 5. The season finale dropped today. It's Thursday, the day the season finale comes out. October 27th. October 27th. Hello, Miss Peace is here. So episode 5, I thought that was a really good episode. I really liked getting to see the powers used, the compulsion powers, and I cannot remember her name because I am not awake enough yet. But anyways, really liked that. I think it was interesting seeing the Strigoi situation. Yeah, and I'm just real curious as to where this is all headed and how it's gonna go. I'm really surprised at how much I'm liking the show though. Like, I do have to say that right now. So I'm gonna start episode 6. I'll have more coherent thoughts once I finish my coffee and wake up a little bit more. So we'll probably talk about those two, a little bit more about episode 5 and 6 after I'm done with that. So I will be back. Okay, episode 6 is done. Y'all, I'm so invested. I cannot wait to finish the show today. And then talk about it more in depth. But I thought Lissa, by the way, Lissa was her name. For some reason, all my brain wanted to do was call her Elena from Vampire Diaries. I know that's not her name, obviously. But yeah, so Lissa, like, is using her powers. And it's stressing me out because they're like, don't use your powers. And she's like, but I can heal Meredith. And she tries to heal her. And then she compels the one dude whose name I can't remember because he's not a main character. But I'm loving it. Like, this is such an engaging show. I feel like, you know, episode 6, we got a lot more, like, kind of stuff happening. You know, Lissa's working on her plans, and Rose is, like, dealing with the aftermath of having to kill Mikhail. And I really liked that part. I thought it was really interesting. I liked the battle at the end. Everything's so well, like, choreographed and shot. I'm impressed. Like, I'm truly impressed by the show and how engaging it's been to watch. So I'm gonna start episode 7 and I will be back. So I just finished episode 7. I feel so bad for Rose right now. First of all, like, we had such good movement in the beginning, right? Like, her and Dimitri, and I feel like Lissa was like making progress on her shit, and then she's like, no, Rose, we can no longer be bonded. And I'm just like, what is, no, I don't like this. I don't like the heartbreak. There's too much heartbreak at the end of this episode. It makes me angry because I don't like heartbreak, but I'm hopeful, obviously, that by episode 10 we're in a better place. But seriously, that was like a whammy of an episode. I'm kind of glad I waited to like marathon all these together, because I think I would have been really upset if I'd already watched this one and like didn't have the next 3 to watch. So we're gonna keep going, but I am just, that was emotional heartbreak. Nope, did not like it at all. But we must carry on because I gotta know what's gonna happen. I'm very curious. Like, the plots here are, it's very intro. Real quick before I start episode 8. Well, I just started. I forgot to mention. So, like, the fact that Rose did die in the wreck, like, I already knew that since I read the book, right? But still, like, it's such a good reveal. I really appreciate that being the reason they bonded as such. I'm getting my lunch together. But, yeah, like, that is not warm at all. That is still very cold. Anyways, I really liked that reveal. That's how it was done in the show. I know I forgot something. But yeah, I liked that part a lot. So I'm very curious to see where we're headed, what's gonna happen here. I'll be done with it hopefully today. If not today, very early tomorrow morning. I will watch the last episode, but yeah, it just, interesting. That's all I got right now. Yeah, we're gonna get back to it and eat our lunch. Episode 8, holy crap again. First of all, the way that it ended, I should have saw that coming, because like we all knew that, I think her name's Tatiana, is like bad news. But like, damn, we're showing your Strigoi daughter. Yikes. Yeah, I really liked that episode. Did get annoyed. Hate love with them having to fight with Rose and Dimitri having to fight, but also like, I love that energy in my romance books, so like I liked it, but I also hated it all at once. I feel like an egghead because I've got my hair pulled so far back, but not relevant. We don't have water, so I couldn't shower like I wanted to earlier, and I don't know when it's coming back, so that's fun. Anyways, besides the point, yeah, I'm just freaking loving this show, y'all. It's so good. Peas agrees. Do you like the show? Yeah, she's liking it too. I think she likes it because we're sitting on the couch. And yeah, we're still in pajamas and it's afternoon, whatever. This, you know, this is good. This is nice. This is needed. But yeah, I'm gonna start episode 9. I'm very excited to finish this season. All right. I will be finishing the finale tomorrow. Wow. Wow. That was quite the episode 9. I am very glad I waited. Holy crap. Holy crap. So I'm sold on this show. Like, I cannot wait for season 2. I hope we're getting a season 2. Because this was a blast and a half. I cannot wait to see where episode 10 goes. I'll be finishing that in the morning, bright and early. But yeah, wow, okay. All right, I'm here for this. I am very here for this right now. I don't love how Rose is like leading on the one guy, kind of, I feel like, to get out. And then I feel like Christian, like, having to face his parents down was very rough. This was just like a hard episode, but also a good episode. So yeah, that was interesting all around. That's all I got right now. I cannot wait to watch this finale though. I just finished the last episode of Vampire Academy. I'm about to go take a shower and update you on full thoughts. So, but I need season 2. I need it so badly. I really loved the season finale. I'm very curious to see where we're going in season 2. I also need to go like research how many of the book plots we mashed together, because like I kind of want to go, listen, didn't love book 1. Do I think I'm gonna love the other books more? No, probably not, but I do kind of want to read them. Like, they're so good. They're so interesting sounding. Like, these plots are really fun. So yeah, I hope we're getting a season 2. I haven't looked into it yet, but if we are, I can't wait. And I am half tempted to read more Vampire Academy books. So there's that. But yeah, I really loved the finale. I think that was a really strong finish. I think they did such a good job with the season. I think they did a good job mashing plots together. I feel like that probably, I mean, I assume have to come together much later in the books. And I just really, I loved all the romances, like Mia and Meredith, and Rose and Dimitri, of course, and Lissa and Christian was just, they were so good. I loved them. It was perfect. So yeah, it was a good time. I really, really enjoyed this. I can't wait to just wrap up my final thoughts here. I feel like I need a minute to process, but yeah, fucking bomb. Loved this season. And yeah, we'll do a quick talk at the end about total final thoughts and all that fun stuff in a minute, once I'm made up a little more and not still in my Halloween pajamas. So we finished Vampire Academy, and I just want to talk, like, should you read the book? Should you watch the show? Where am I falling on this like scale? Normally I am a devout read the book, watch the thing person, but there are some exceptions. There are things that like I won't do. Like, I like watching, well, ignoring the last season, I enjoyed watching Game of Thrones. I had read a few of them and then I stopped because it's just too much, and I opt just to watch. Sookie Stackhouse, True Blood, I would say just watch the show, don't read the books, because they take a big nosedive at the end. But you know, there are exceptions. And I think I get to enter Vampire Academy into another one of my exceptions. Now, I'm not opposed to picking up more books in this series by any means, because I'm kind of curious of how they differ from the show. But I have to say that I think if you are willing to view this as its own entity, the show, from the book, and view it as a way that they like mashed storylines down and condensed them, I think it's a good option. I thought it was really great to see things translated into motion and TV. I also think they aged up Rose, and I think that benefited greatly. I just think it worked better as a show, and like I liked getting to see Lissa and Christian's relationship move much faster. I think a lot of the scenes like obviously play a little bit better in motion, like action stuff does. So for me, at least, my current recommendation is watch the show, maybe skip the book. But again, if you leave the show like I did, where I'm like, maybe I need to read the book. So you may pivot and decide you've got to read the book too. I am curious to know though, have you all watched Vampire Academy? Did you enjoy it? What did you think? Are you excited for season 2? I'm excited for season 2. I'm assuming we're gonna get season 2. I have not Googled this, but I'm pumped. I really enjoyed this. I am honestly debating getting the second book in the series to read and maybe reading through the whole series. They're just that campy YA that I love from my childhood and like when I was a teen, I feel like, in the best way. Give that similar time period, and there's nothing quite like it but those books. It's not really been replicated. I feel like YA is much more, it's just different now. Not in a bad way. I like YA now too. But yeah, I would just be curious to see what y'all are gonna do with this one, if you have interest in it, etc. Overall though, I had a good time. I would give the whole series like an 85 out of 100. You know, like a solid 4.5-ish, like right in there. It was fun. I had fun watching it. I really did. Like, and I'm not a big TV watcher. Like, I watch TV, but I don't watch a ton of it. At least not on my own. And this is a show I watched on my own. So like, that says a lot that I stuck with it. So yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit. Let me know what you thought in the comments if you did watch the show. And if you don't want to do that, leave me a vampire emoji, obviously, or a rose. We can do either one. And I'll have any links down there, but I don't think there's really any links. But I'll have links to my friend anywhere on the internet if y'all are interested in that. And I will be back to talk to you in just a few days. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away.